the deal, my people? You know what? It's Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you. Another one. This one is the Changeling, episode 6. Woo, 6 already. Theory video. We're doing this right now. We're doing this live, and we're doing this because KP hit me up personally and told me that he wanted to come up here and talk some stuff about it. So we're gonna do this one real quick. We're gonna do another one on Monday at the regular time, but we'll just try to keep this one strictly to theories. That's what it is. That's what we'll do and everything else. I can't be on for too long. I have my sisters up here, my nephews up here. I got stuff to do, so I could rock with you probably for like an hour or so. So let's get this thing popping. The phone lines are open if you want to call in and say what you felt about the episode, or if you want to call in to talk about a theory, what you think is going on. You know the number. It's on the bottom of the crawl going down there right now. As you can see, what is the number I have to look in? It's 518-290-0848. Call in. What up to say? What up to some people? I'm sorry, I'm trying to do this off. What up to Luna in the building as always? John Haymaker is up in here. Vanessa is up in here. Chim is in the building rocking with us right now. Why didn't I highlight Chim? There you go, Chim. Lady Stonehearted Kimmy G is in the building. She does the most is up in here. Tess is in here. Kathy B is up in here. Nina U is in here. Vanessa is in here. Baby Girl is in here. Steph Snow is in the building. Everybody's rocking with us. Appreciate you coming out here to this impromptu situation that we are doing here and everything else. Really, really appreciate it. All right, let's go through it. So episode 6 to me was a really good episode. What is the best episode? Maybe the best episode of it. I like the way that they did it, that they focused on one character. They usually do it, but we never really got to see Emma's point of view for everything. And I think it did explain a lot, but it did leave a bunch of questions. Number one question and everything else, when we see Emma in there and she's about to has the pot in her hand and she does what she does to the baby, all of a sudden inside the place is a branch and some soil. But where did the branch and the soil come from? How didn't she see the branch and the soil get placed there? Was she unconscious? This is, to me, 100% proves that she was at least body snatched for some time when this was going on. Because how did she not see that stuff going on there if she wasn't body snatched or anything? I just don't think that it would be that she could have seen that stuff. And also the way she was able to hold that fire on the palm of her hand, not really get burnt from it. I mean, her burns, that fire would have burnt a hole through all her flesh. She would have had to get multiple skin grafts. There's just no way she would have been able to if something else wasn't going on. There's something going on here with the fire in her. And also with her parkour performance when she escaped that building, and you've seen the way she jumped down the fire escape. Listen, I used to do a lot of fire escape jumping when I was young, and I never did nothing that smooth in my life. You know what I mean? And I was a very athletic young child when I did these things. So I just don't see how she could have possibly pulled that off, especially when you see her getting chased by the cops later. She's clumsy. She's running, but she's stumbling around, not as smooth as she was when she first came out there. So I think something else came out. Now, I know some people said that she was floating in the air when she came down. Like, I didn't see that. I'll have to go back and watch it. I did not see any floating at all, any type of magic that had her in the air. I know people also said that when she was in the picture with the guy that she was hovering in the air in that picture. I don't remember if they showed her feet in that picture, but I have to take a look back and see if that's anything else like that. I'll have to figure all that out and everything. So there's something going on and everything. Steph Snow says that baby had an evil laugh. Yeah, it definitely was an evil laugh. They say that, that's one thing that gives away the changelings in the lore of these changelings is the laugh. Like, you can get the baby to laugh, it will give away what it truly is. And that people would try to do that, make the baby laugh by doing crazy things like putting shoes inside of ovens and things like that to make the baby laugh. And then that would give away exactly who the baby was. So I do think that that it was 100% an evil laugh, and that's the reason why they did that. Chim says, "Yep, she did float away." I didn't see the floating at all. I didn't see it at all. I have to go back. I only watched it once, so let me go back, and then I can by Monday I'll be able to give a more positive answer to that. Luna says Emma's a powerful witch in her own right. She's not possessed. I don't think that has anything to do with it. In all honesty, she might be have powers of a witch. I do believe she asked for them. That was one of her wishes that I thought. So I do believe that she has some witching ability, but that it doesn't explain her actions. If you see the way she moved, the way she jerked her neck around, she would look like someone that if you ever seen the movie like The Exorcist or something like that, that's the way she was moving around. Her head was twitching around from side to side and stuff. They didn't just do that just to do that. They didn't have to have her act that way, but they did have her act that way for a reason. They're trying to make a point about something, right? So I think the point is that she definitely there was something going on there. You know what I mean? And I think she might have got snapped or jolted out of it when her sister threw her over the edge in the boat. I think that's when whatever was in her or whatever jolted out of her body at that particular time, right when she got into that water. Kind of like a baptism, right? And they say that if you baptize the baby, then the changeling cannot get inside the baby or something like that. It protects the baby from that. I think it was something like that when she got thrown over the water. And I said, sister was very aggressive with that toss. I mean, her sister was like, there was no turning back. Like her sister was like, bitch, you getting in this water. It wasn't like she gently said, all right, now it's time to go. She launched her ass off that boat. Like, get the fuck off this boat right now. You sink or you swim. It's on you. Mara says, I absolutely believe she's a sorcerer, but I don't believe it's something. But I don't believe something else is in possession. Well, I believe that she is some type of sorceress too. I think that was a wish, so I think we agree on that. But I do think she's possessed. I did think that happened. John Haymaker says witches can't swim. I think that was a test of a witch. They're not supposed to be able to swim. Like you put them in from the Salem witch trials, you throw them in the water and they can't swim. I think that was and see if they drown or something like that. I would like to know why she didn't change her bloody clothes. I don't know. I can't answer to that. Steph Snow said so. The sister definitely knew something, right? The sister was down with the whole thing. I think her sister is the one that seems like contacted those people, the wise one. It seems like it's the wise ones. The sister knew about it, and it has to have something to do with her mother. I mean, because you just don't believe that, right? No matter who you are. Oh wow, I gotta pause for a second and take this super chat that is just amazing for you to do that. I truly appreciate it. Everyone give Shaquila a shout out for that because that is just amazing. I appreciate you coming through with everything you got going. I have no questions. Keep it up. If y'all come here for Tony's Changeling streams, check out his other videos and the stream and throw a thumbs up for my guy. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. It means a lot more than you would know. So I truly appreciate you. It's so kind for you to do that. Thank you so much. We're gonna leave it up there for a little bit. We're gonna leave it up there for a little bit. But as I was saying, yeah, the sister, if you murder, let's not say murder, whatever, it basically was like your nephew. That's what she would have had to believe that she killed her own child. This was her sister's nephew. This is her sister's thing. I'm sure they were very close, but still, when you hear the story, you got to know something else is going on. I'm sure she confided in her saying, this is not my baby. This is why I'm acting this way. She went and she got the change with her. She was all about it. She knew all about it. She lied to Apollo when she met him and acted like there's nothing going on. She never had any contact with her or anything like that. She did all that. The only way the sister could believe this stuff is if she knew some witch stuff, right? If she knew that there was some witch stuff going on there and everything else. You know what I mean? So that there's no other way. We have to look at it that way. Kathy B says she's never going to Norway after this show. Excuse says I appreciate the chat as well. Y'all rock. No doubt about the chat is amazing. Love the chat. Love everybody in here. We have a great community growing for this show and everything else. And I hope it to only get bigger, especially if they do a season 2 and 3 and everything else. And listen, the more subscribers I get, the more thumbs up I get, and the more views I get, it's the better chance that I can get one of these actors to come on the show. And you know that if I get an actor to come on this show, I won't just do an interview with them straight up. Nope, I won't do that. I will have them come on with the live stream with y'all so y'all can call in and ask the questions also. That's how I rock. That's how I get down. Y'all know what I do. And that's what it would be. You know what I mean? So let's just try to keep this thing spreading up there. And the best way to do it is when you watch my videos, especially the ones that I put out after the show, hit that thumbs up button. You get that video to 500 likes, and that's when the algorithm kicks in. So, you know, try to get that out there and help everything else. All right, Edward Martin. It says when she took that picture, she didn't seem like herself. She didn't. She definitely looked like there was something else going on with her. Amir says, seems like sis thinks mom was crazy. I think that, I think they all think there was something going on with the mom that wasn't normal. Whether you say crazy would be it, or they knew about some type of witchcraft type stuff going on. The sister knows more than we let on. So I think the sister might know that the mom was into some type of witchcraft that's sitting up in there in that fire. Because just look where it looked like, if y'all ever watched Lovecraft Country, he did a shot of the Tulsa, the bombing of Tulsa. And they had the lady, it wasn't the bombing of Tulsa. They did do that shot, but they had a slave lady sitting in a burning house that was Atticus's great grandmother or something like that. And it would look like shot to shot, it looked exactly the same with the same fire and everything else. Shot to shot, it looked the same. That's what it reminded me of. Luna says, as a doula, she probably came across a women's group like that. I mean, she probably did. You know what I mean? I mean, he probably did come across, but I do think that she was the one who got her in there and everything else. But she believed it. Like, she's the one who used the flashing light to signal them. She's the one who pushed her off. So there's more to it. The sister believes it, and that's a big deal. The sister believes it. We also learned that Cal lost her child. Well, Cal, let's get to Cal real quick. Cal is very suspect in this whole situation to me. I don't know if I actually believe that everything that she's doing is so great and everything else, that she is contacting these women with these creature babies, helping them destroy the babies, and then giving them refuge in this place so that they can't be prosecuted for the things that they did. That's what she wants you to believe. That's what it seems like. But it just seems weird to me that the people there aren't even trying to find their baby. Like, you would think that everybody in there would be like Emma, right? You think everyone in there would be like Emma and doing stuff, but it's not the case at all. You know what I mean? Emma is the lone wolf in there going crazy like that. You know what I mean? I think that Cal is up to something more sinister. Now, I don't know what it is. I haven't put my finger on it yet, but she does seem. Okay, again, you've heard me address the colors, and I know that people are especially constantly hitting me up saying that, Tony Teflon, you said that the red was associated with the witches and the blue was associated with the elves. At the end of this, if she is a witch, how come she glue blue? I know people have said that, and it's hard for me to explain that away, of course. I said from the beginning that blue was a main color in this, and you could look inside of this show that you could see all the blue stuff. And I specifically said that I could be wrong on which color is representing which group, but I know that these two colors are the prominent colors. Now, could I have been wrong and the witch has been blue? Could be. It could be that. Maybe that's it, but the colors are definitely there. It's definitely to do with something. I said that from the beginning that it could be, but I'm still going to lean towards the red being the witches. when I look at everything that they've shown so far, the only thing that makes the witches seem blue is that one last final scene that they gave. Everything else leans to the witches being the red color. So to me, it's I'm still gonna lean towards the witches being the red. But listen, it could be blue. I could be wrong. I know I know that the blue has something to do with it. No, the color itself has something to do with it. But no doubt, the witches could be blue and the changelings could be red. But the crib for the baby who was a changeling was blue. And I think that's significant. You know what I mean? Ashley, I put it, said her eyes glow blue. I thought of the witch at the lake. I did too when she put the blue in the eye. And I still think that the possession, there's a form of possession going on. You know what I mean? I think there's a body swap. And remember when she gave the line, she said 3 wishes for your life. And Emma did the wishes, so she gave up her life. I mean, that's it. Her life is over. Her life is over. She may save her baby and everything else and prove she was right, but in the end, she can't live. She's got to go. And that's it. She gave up her life for these 3 wishes. And that's it. And somehow that has to play out. No doubt about it. That's good. Again, if you want to call in, definitely do so. The number is 518-290-0848. It's funny that KP contacted me. All this, you got to stream tonight. You got to do all this stuff and everything else. And then he's not even here. He's not even here. C-Note, the glass greatest, says her mom died in a fire. She did. I'm not saying that witches are immune to fire at all. In fact, in the Salem witch trials, that's how most witches were killed, was by fire, right? They burned them at the stake. That's just the way they got down. So I don't think the fire has anything to do, but that can't be a reason why the fire didn't burn her when she touched the pot. You know what I mean? Something else is going on. They went up to the beautiful, lovely, great, one of the great singers to ever grace Teflon TV, and they were one, the only call away from the land down under. Luna Cascade says being a parent is like giving up a party. It is, but it's not. That's not what she would meant by that. I know what you're trying to do. It's a little trickery. You're trying to go there, and I feel it and understand it. You know what I mean? But that's not what she was going for. She wasn't like, for your life, I want to have a baby, not give up your life. No. She said specifically for your life. And I think it's two different things. I do understand what you're saying, that you have to give a part of you when you become a parent. Even though I don't really believe that either, in all honesty. You don't have to give up yourself. You don't have to stop being the person that you can. You know what I mean? I do think that that's what happens to people. They have kids and they forget about who they are. And the most important thing to remember when you do have kids, in my opinion, is that you were a person before you had children, and you must remain that person. You can't lose that person. That's how you become a person living with 90 kids. Go away. All right, we have our first call coming in the building. Let's take this call.
Call from Tess. To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon. Who's this?
Hi, it's Tess.
How you doing, Tess?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm great. What's going on?
So I have some questions. I'm curious about your thoughts about the red string, and if Apollo didn't cut it, and if it fell off naturally, what would have happened?
So I think that the way she was trying to say it was, and she said specifically, you hear her say, don't cut, do not cut, right? That's what she said. So I think that if it didn't get cut, then the good wishes. So let's say, and I've used this analogy again before I use it again. Let's say you said, oh, I wish for $1 million. I think if it didn't get cut off, she would have got maybe $1 million in a bank account or Cash App or whatever. But the fact that it did get cut, now she would get like 1 million deer inside of her apartment. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I think it's like kind of like that. Like you would have got the good one if it fell off, but the fact that you didn't, you get the bad version of it.
Okay. Also, I've been like thinking about Apollo and Apollo's dad
Hmm.
and the similarities with their love story. And I was thinking like that Apollo's dad was even a changeling, and like he didn't know he was when he was falling in love with Apollo's mom, and that it was just like some sort of like inherent DNA thing that was like making them want to, like, their greatest thing in life was to fall in love and have children so that the changeling people could come and switch it out because like they need to. I don't know. It just was something that came to mind. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think that his dad is either a changeling or an elf. I can't call which one, but I do think
Mhm.
he's one of those creatures, and I think that he tried to swap out Apollo when he was older, and the mom caught him, and that's why she killed him and took him out.
Mhm.
Stuff, but I do think that yes, Apollo is either half. I would let's say half elf, half sorcerer.
Mhm.
Let's just say like that.
Yeah.
If his mom is a witch too, I think so.
Mhm.
So and so I think his baby is special because of that, and I think that's why they want his baby, because it has some
Mhm.
type of bloodline and everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I just think that like he didn't have any like ill will, and then it just like as soon as he had the baby, like I think maybe like the fairies or the elves like came to him and like kind of like with kindergarten, they were like, "Oh, this is who you really are," you know?
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
without a doubt.
yeah. Okay. And also, I am confused on where you got. I remember last stream,
Yep.
you said that kindergarten might be a troll. It seemed like you were pretty you were pretty sure about that, but I didn't really get that.
Yeah, so number one, a reason why I think he's a troll is that when you deal with changeling folklore, there's different people,
Mhm.
there's different, not just fairies leave babies, trolls leave changeling
Mhm.
babies also, right? So we know that fairies do it, trolls do it. It all depends on what story you're reading it from, what race it comes from, like well, ethnicity, I should say. Whether it's Irish or English or whatever, it all depends. But trolls are always in there, and they also leave babies too. So I believe that
Okay.
him being a troll on the internet, basically, he's an internet troll trolling the whole hotline and everything else. I think that it's going to
Mhm.
be ironic that he would be a troll in real life.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you've seen What We Do in the Shadows, but it's like a comedy show about like mockumentaries about vampires, and they did that joke. It was really funny.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That, that
Yeah.
that that that's what I think it's going to be. That he's
Y-
going to be a troll.
Yeah.
I think well, because you're going to have. I think the three. You have the fairies, you have the witches, and then you have the trolls. And this is all like an underground war being fought between all three of them. That's been happening in New
Okay.
York, in this city for hundreds and hundreds of years. I think that's what we'll find out.
Absolutely. And also, I was wondering, when are you planning? I know like From is not happening right now, but
Yeah.
I was curious if you're going to do a live stream about it soon because I have some questions about that for
Yeah,
you.
if people want me to do a from live stream, I definitely will. I can
Oh,
definitely squeeze in a from. I can talk from anytime.
me
Anytime,
too.
anytime I can talk at any time. It's just that the show is out right now. This is what people are talking about. But you know what? Let's
Of
just
course.
say I'm doing a live stream on this on Monday. Let's say Wednesday. Wednesday we'll do a from live stream. How about that?
All right. I will definitely be calling in for that.
All right, all right. I can't wait to hear from you.
All right. Well, thank you again.
You too. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Yes, thank you, Tess, for calling in. Stephanie Snow says, "Can we talk about kindergarten? Is that Norwegian?" AKA William said he stole the face, and the mom saying that he killed the kid. I was confused by that. I need a tiny to explain. So kindergarten means garden of children, right? And I will tell you exactly a crazy fact about kindergarten is that when he came to buy the book, right, from Brian, when he came to buy the book, his boy told him that he lived in Forest Hills. He said it was a guy from Forest Hills that wanted to buy the book. and Forest Hills is the spot that she is going over to find her baby. So I think that's one thing that people missed about kindergarten, that he's there. You know what I mean? He's from Forest Hills. That leads credence to that people being over there and stuff. And you know what I mean? So Tess, that was a great call. Thank you so much. Take a super chat from Emily real quick. And I appreciate it so much. You're very generous. What up, Tony? Loving your coverage on the show. Hit that like button. Stay second. Listen to Emily. Listen to her. No, thank you for rocking with us. Thank you. We truly appreciate it and everything else. You know that. I don't know about the books of the Changeling and everything else, so I never read it, so I don't know. Oh, she said Forest Hills, my old neighborhood, freaking me out. Yeah, I used to go to Forest Hills all the time. There's a movie theater over there, and it's not the UA Quartet. It's something Continental. It's on 71st and Continental. There's a movie theater right across the street, and I've seen just about every movie theater there. The first restaurant I ever went to was Beefsteak Charlie's out there in Forest Hills. And from my way, you would take the Q65A right down Jewel Avenue, and it drops you off right on Jewel, right by the 71st and Continental train station right there. So I used to go out there all the time. I used to walk there sometimes. To walk all the way out there to Forest Hills, but it's a really nice neighborhood and everything else. Used to have back in the day a Benetton store. I remember all the girls around my way wanted to go to Benetton. Y'all probably don't know what no damn Benetton is, but it was a clothing store called Benetton. All the girls around my way used to always try to go to Forest Hills, go to that damn Benetton store. But we got another call. Let's take this next call.
Call from Ashley. To accept, press 1.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon. Who is calling?
Hi, Tony. This is Ashley calling. I spoke with you last week.
What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I hope you're doing well tonight.
I am doing great. I'm doing great.
I have a few questions myself. I really enjoyed the episode this week. I wish they would have showed us exactly what happened. Like, what did she see?
Yeah, I think that they're stringing that out purposely, right? So I think that they're baiting us to think that something gruesome was there. Like, you know what I mean? Like it was just some baby on boiled water or something like that. But that might not be the case. Maybe there was nothing. Maybe it was the because it's in the lore. Like you mess with the baby, and then the baby's mom shows up and takes it back from you.
Yeah, or sometimes they can, and you know what? You just brought something up. Last week you kept asking about like when people were saying, why are they saying it's not a baby? Because sometimes in the lore, they may not switch out a baby changeling. It could be like a grown man pretending to be a baby, like an adult troll that's just very small. So I felt like, I was like, man, could you imagine like a grown troll like hanging off your nipple, you thinking you breastfeeding a baby? This is assault. Now we got to fight. Yeah. You know, like now we got to fight because I'm assaulted now. Like, so I remember last week saying with the teapot, like her burning him into a confession or, you know, trying to make him laugh. Could you imagine like that thing jumping up and it being a grown like troll? Like, no, we got to fight in here.
Yeah, like some 200-year-old troll, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know, you trying to get more than milk out that nipple, boy.
Right, exactly. See what I'm saying? Now I feel assaulted. Now we really got to stop. So I was like, man, a tea kettle is not going to kill a baby. You know, I don't want to think so, like, you know, tragic. But you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe whatever she saw, like, she had to get her witch on and deal with it. But, yeah, I don't know. I don't think she was floating either. I think it was the way the camera was shooting her getting away.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if she was, like, floating after that scene. And clearly she had to be under some type of spell because the way that she was moving down the, you know, down the stairs and stuff, I'm like, that wasn't natural. That wasn't human. Like the way she was coming down, you know, the escalade like a Spider-Man. But
No, you
yeah,
know,
I don't know.
100%. That was not her. And even when the way she was moving around the apartment, the way her neck was twitching, and she was that
Yeah.
was more than sleep deprivation, man. That is, you know,
Oh yeah.
you could fall asleep all you want. You touch the bottom of something hot, your ass is waking up. That's just the
Exactly.
bottom line. So
Yeah.
it was definitely more than.
No, for sure. I just feel like I think I agree with you. I think that Cal kind of knows, like I don't know. I kind of feel like Cal knows that Emma may be different than the other moms because I don't think all of the moms are like witches or anything like that. They may have just had kids who were swapped out as changelings. But I think Cal knows, like, maybe Emma can find the rest of their children because she is different and she had, you know, I don't think that the moms just kind of like gave up on finding their kids. I just don't think they have that other element that Emma has to really like hone in on if this is magic and I have some type of magic, I'm gonna find my baby, you know, because I'm from New York too. I've been to Forest Hills. When you get to Forest Hills, what are you gonna do? Like you have to probably step into another realm because I'm sure it's you know, that kind of that as above, so below type of thing. Like maybe it's just in a different realm of Forest Hills. But I'm excited. I can't wait to see what else happens.
Yeah, you know, it's just like the picture behind me. Like they show the city behind him and then the trees, and like he's running into a different dimension. And I think that, you know, kind of Harry Potterish. You know what I mean? Like when you know
Yeah.
they see them in the
Yeah.
regular train station, but the magician sees different shit than normal people see because of that. I think it's going to be the same type of situation with that. Like it's going to be the same Forest Hills, but you know they go by the Amtrak and all the mansions that people going to. If you ever been to people going to been to Forest Hills, they have huge mansions in Forest Hills.
Oh, they do.
Like these
Yeah, they
mansions are
do.
like disgustingly big. Like you've never seen a mansion like these mansions, and it's just disgustingly big. Like you head off to these places out there, and then all of a sudden you're in this densely populated forest that looks like the real world, but there's elves and everything else, and trolls and everything running around. I think it'll be like that.
I can see that happening, and I feel like that's where she's gonna find them. But I'm a little pissed off at Cal because she said there's no way to get to her, and I'm like, well, Apollo really can take the ferry. Like Apollo can really get on the boat too and just cross over and meet her there if necessary.
And how does
But
Cal know? Like, how does Cal know that she's there? Like, all she knows, she's from what she knows, did she say she's going to Forest Hills to her? Like, I don't even know if she
No,
said
I don't
that.
think
Like,
so.
how does Cal even know?
I don't think so. You're right. Cal, she didn't disclose where she was going, not even to like the other moms that, you know, technically try to help her. And that was gonna be another question that I had for you. Like, what did you think in regards to Emma being in the library in that scene? Because at this point there's like a time difference. Like by the time Apollo gets to the island, 3 months has already passed.
Yeah.
So her to be there from the very beginning when he does pull that gun on the other women, the other librarians. But did you notice like when she like saw him, she like mumbled his name and he kind of looked over to the direction where she was. And I'm like, that's that magic again. That's
he
like,
did.
because he felt the sense like she was there.
He did look over, but and it could be magic. But I think of it like I'll put it like this. Like the other day when I was at the job, I was sitting there, and then I just felt like people were looking at me, so I turned, and there was 3 people staring at me. You know, so it could be like that feeling. You know what I'm saying? That something's over there, and he don't know what, and he just looks, and something was over there. You know what I'm saying? It could be magic. It could be both. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I see it that way too. I can see what you're saying, just like that inkling. I don't know. I can't wait to see next week's episode. Maybe it kind of will give us an example of like what Emma had to experience when we see you know, Apollo's mom. I really feel like they should have gotten into like his mother's story in the beginning, but I could, you know, maybe thinking too far ahead.
I think I think in order to you have to go. I mean, do you just go right back to Apollo and pick up his story and have him follow her out there, or do you show her there first
Right.
You know, so how they
Right.
pick it up would be interesting. You know, they just continue with Emma, but from what we've seen so far, I think they switch back to Apollo. And then I don't even
Right.
think you may get him entering that place, but then that would be it. And then the next episode
Right.
would be Emma's whole story in there. And then the final episode for around 9 or something, they'll finally link up. That's the way I see it flowing off. It's something like that.
I can see that too. I don't know if they're gonna find him the last episode if they want to extend the season. Maybe they would, maybe the following seasons will kind of deep dive about these, missing kids if there's layers to it. But I like it so far, and thank you for having me again.
No, thanks for calling. We truly appreciate it.
No problem. Alrighty, have a good one.
You too. Peace out.
Peace out.
And that was another call. Thank you for calling. Truly appreciate it. Whoop, I messed that up real quick. Make sure. There we go. Whoop, did I? All right, make sure I'm still here and everything. I don't. People say, is this season 10 episode? I'm not sure. I'm hoping it is. If it's 8, that's gonna be. I'm gonna get upset. So hoping for 10. We got. Let's make this call. Let's keep the calls coming. If I can find it now. There it is. No. Where is it? Keep ringing. Keep ringing. You're over here. All right.
Call from
The voice at 916.
Hello. And they're going. Hung up on me. Well, call back, please. Please call back. I don't know what happened there. You got disconnected. You got disconnected there for a second. That was the voice of 916 who called in, but something. She hung up on me. I think something got messed up there. So hopefully she calls right back. Kelly Johnson, member for 13 months. Maybe my longest member of all time, right here, my man Kelly Johnson, right here. And it says, T, will this turn into a late night show? It cannot turn into that. I have my sister here. I have my nephew here. I have to leave in a little bit, actually. I'm going to do an hour, and then I'm out. We're going to go watch the Canelo Alvarez-Jamel Charlo fight. So that's what I'll be doing and everything else. But thank you for being a member. The longest lasting member I think I have, bro. I appreciate you. 100% appreciate you. Hopefully the voice of 916 calls back. Since Emma's story is months prior to Apollo traveling to the island, maybe perhaps Emma was successful in getting the baby, and that's why kindergarten is I don't know if she's successful in getting the baby. I don't think they would do that in season 1 if they're going to have a couple of seasons. I think they have to. Season 1 would be them learning that there's of everything that's happening, and then finding the place. And then season 2 would be them actually finding the baby. And then season 3 would be escaping, if they plan on doing 3 seasons, because Apple doesn't do a lot of seasons for a lot of shows. I think it would go that. Again, it's only 1 book that they're drawing from. So I don't think they can go for like 5-6 seasons on this. Unless they have the person who wrote the book is in on this, unless he's writing some stuff that he could put in there to flesh everything out. You know what I mean? But I can't see them finding the baby in season 1 at all. I could just see them finding each other. And that's it. That would be the season 1. They're in the place and they find each other, and then they both have to search for the baby. Because remember, Apollo wants to kill her. Right? Apollo wants to take her out. He was trying to kill her. So he has to get on. I don't think he wants to do that as much. He may, regret that he didn't believe her now and stuff, but they still got some shit to work out. So Missy, I talked about this again that 100% she has blue around her. I've always said that it's red or blue. And I've said from the beginning, I'll say it again, the colors mean something. Whether the color red is associated with witches or blue is associated with witches, it could be either one. I mean, I thought it was red, but it's quite possibly I had them backwards, and it's the blue with the witches and the red with the shade. I'm still going red, me personally, but easily it could be both. It could be one of the. It's definitely a use of the colors is being used by for some reason, and it definitely could be something like that, without a doubt. I do not read the books M Branch. I would appreciate it. Are you talking about the book that was in the show, or are you talking about the book itself? Because I don't want to know anything about the book itself. We're trying to be book free here. Book free. Uh Book free. That's what we're trying to do. Hopefully no one's called back. I would have thought the voice. There we go. There we go. Let's get this. Now I know. Are you serious? There we go. This is
Call from
The voice at 916.
to accept.
hello. How are you?
Hi, Tony.
I'm,
Before I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me.
I couldn't. I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, well, I'm here now.
I'm,
How are you?
I'm great and glad you could join us tonight.
Yes, there's always time to talk changeling or from.
There we go.
Always. Well, what I wanted to talk about was, I think you touched on it already, when Emma was finally able to pinpoint where the tree was located in New York, in Queens.
Mm-hmm.
And my ears did perk up when we got that call back that the tree grew in Forest Hills, same location where William Wheeler owned property. And there was also a mention of the 1825 landing of Norwegians
Mm-hmm.
and where they settled. So I was really excited to hear that. But also, when Emma was looking up information about the trees, I believe the narrator might have come in and described how the trees are, which sounds exactly like how I would imagine a troll would be, as evasive, aggressive, choking, and sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that more or less confirms that baby Brian is in the forest, in Forest Hills, and that a troll has him. Now, I still don't think it's William. And what I'm wondering is, can trolls actually reproduce, or do they need to get babies from fairies or from humans? What do you think about
I
that?
know that in some lore, it's like I don't know if it's trolls or fairies, but one of the babies need like human breast milk to get bigger. Like they
Mm-hmm.
need that. Like that was one of the things. Uh
Mm-hmm.
so I don't know if he has the baby himself. But I do believe that it's good. Baby Brian could have been swapped out by a troll and not a fairy. Instead,
Mm-hmm.
again, it could be a troll or a fairy. They both do this all the time, and back then. So it definitely could
Yeah.
be one of those. It's got to be something to do with the trolls, because why? Because
Yeah.
I think that if what if we're just dealing with straight trolls and not really fairies? It could be that, like, all those women who were on that island, they could have all been swapped out by trolls and then
Mm-hmm.
killed by trolls, and that's why he went looking for. But the funny thing is that he killed his daughter. You know, why
Mm-hmm.
would he kill his daughter? That's what is puzzling.
Well, that is puzzling, but you know what I'm thinking is William is the in between. He's not the actual troll. He's snatching the babies and giving the babies to the trolls. Why he's doing that, I'm not quite sure, but I have a feeling he's the in between thing. And I think once Emma and Apollo are able to connect again and perhaps find baby Brian, I'm hoping they'll be able to leave. And when they do leave, I think they will probably end up with mole people. And I say that based on that writing that we would see,
Hmm.
you know, throughout the tunnels or the subways.
Yep.
When there was a writing that says you are at the place you were meant to be.
Yep.
And I think that's where they will live after they all reconnect, and that place is protected. It's some sort of portal. That's why the cops couldn't run after Wheels and Emma when she ran away with or when they drove away
Hmm.
when she was trying to get away from the cops, because that thing was going what, 2 miles an hour, 3 miles
Yeah,
an
they
hour.
could have caught him if they
It just
truly
didn't
wanted.
make sense.
Definitely stop there.
Yeah, so
I like the
yeah.
way that they incorporated this. I mean, this is a real life thing that occurred in New York. Uh,
Mhm.
and when that Amtrak line was shut down, that people did move in there and make shanty towns in there and live out there. So I like the way they incorporate. Also, if anyone's a comic book fan, they had the Morlocks who are from New York and the X-Men. They are based on the mole people out there and their
Oh.
whole thing. So that was put in there for that. They used that too in the comic books. But I like the fact that they used that. And yes, there was an old train line because the president was handicapped and they didn't want people to see him in his wheelchair and stuff. So they used that.
Yeah, yeah. I think at the beginning too, or at least one of the promos or something before it actually came out, the narrator was always saying there are so many different cultures and different things we don't see that exist in New York. So we have like, we have cows women,
Mhm.
we have now the mole people. So they kind of represent there's all kinds of things that we don't even see that are actually in existence and are thriving apparently with the mole people. They seem to be doing all right,
Yeah, listen,
so
when you have a
I,
bunch
I
of
feel good about that.
people from that get along and agree to and you're not judging them, right? You're not judging
Mm-hmm.
people. You're not judging people by their with their sexuality and this and that. It's very easy to get along. It's when these negative
Mm-hmm.
when you denote negative annotations to certain people's lifestyle, that's when the problems occur.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And that's why I continue to say when people put that negative view of witches, you know, that's where the problems occur. Because I'm sure if we ask Cal or anyone in her group, they're thinking they're helping one another and they're using whatever means that they can use to protect each other and thrive. Same with the mole people. It's when, as you say, it's when the misunderstandings happen. Like maybe Emma's mother, she didn't understand her child, you know, and she did what she did because she didn't understand her child. And the man that was serving food to Emma when she was in Brazil, he didn't understand what witches were about, so he tended to believe that negative aspect of it. So there are which reminds me, didn't Cal say something? There are two perspectives to everything. Maybe that's what she was referring to.
Yeah, and it may be a perspective that she's not all as good as she lets out there. She might have
Could
her
be.
own motives to this whole situation. She may not even be a witch. And she may not
Could be.
be. And I'm really
Yeah.
kicking it around that it's quite possible that she's not a witch. That she's fronting like she's a witch, but she's not. Just to get these women there with their children there for some reason.
Mm. Well, somebody must have power because that island is awfully protected.
It-
And I just have one other thing. If you noticed or anybody in the chat noticed, when Emma was in in the Grand Central community, when she was talking to Wheels at the end of when he was saying something important, he kind of like made a gesture, like he kissed and blew that kiss
no,
toward her,
right.
or he did something different with his hands. It was almost like uh, a blessing or something like that. I
Yeah,
was trying to figure out what that
yeah,
meant.
he did do the I'm doing it right on the
He
screen. But he did do like that
Yeah,
gesture every time.
exactly like that.
And he also
Yeah.
rhymed. He also rhymed all the time too. He also he
Yeah,
rhymed
he
like a
did.
nursery book, right?
Yeah,
He
like Alice in Wonderland.
yes.
Yeah, like he was the Mad Hatter. Okay, well that's all I wanted to say. And this, as always, this is always interesting, and everybody gets excited, and it's just a wonderful thing. You've created a wonderful community here,
Well, thank you.
and we all appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
All right, Tony, you stay sexy, all right?
You too.
All right, have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that is beautiful voice 916. Makes everyone's day brighter to hear from her. I know it does mine. And everything. All right. I see my man Jay Hall sitting here. You know, you Jay Hall is like my nemesis. He always coming here trying to prove me wrong. But here we go. You know, I knew Emma didn't turn into that. I knew Emma didn't turn into that lady. Emma's always been a witch. Please, you say that you know what the third wish was. Please go. We're not doing any book spoilers at all. Morning Samuel Morningstar. None. We're not doing any book at all. So if you read the book and you got something to say about the book, this is not the stream for you, unfortunately. Maybe some other place is going to do something like that, but we're not doing anything. We're trying to figure these things out for ourselves. So go ahead, J-Ho. You know, we give a call. All right, let's take this call.
Call from.
Prince Damon Targaryen.
To accept, press 1.
What's going on, Damon? How are you?
Listen, I'm doing well, you know what I mean? Surviving, living life, you know, out in these beautiful islands, enjoying the heat, the hot sun. Hot, I mean, it is so hot. It is so hot. It's 100. It got to 105 degrees this week. Not, I think today was like 103, but it got to 105 degrees outside.
Jeez.
It's been friggin' hot. But you know, listen, that's part. Fortunately, all the beaches are in walking distance, so you know that's part of the compromise of living on a paradise island. Anyways, Tony, let me tell you something. You know how you feel about the green people? What do you call them? The children of the forest.
Yeah.
You know how you feel about them?
Yes.
That they just in a couple of words. How do you feel about them?
I think that the dirty, disgusting, tree hugging, the peeping Tom.
so that is almost exactly the way I feel about these mole people, and I don't know why.
All right.
I don't know why. I honestly don't have an answer for why. It just seems it seems as though they're making it like for a place that's so inaccessible. It was relatively easily accessible by Emma. And it's supposed to be so unaccessible.
Mm-hmm.
And in a couple of days, she was able to just go there and talk to the king or whatever it is he is, who happens to be a changeling. Oh, no, pardon me, who happens to be one of the kids that were kidnapped, and a changeling would have been put in his place, we assume. And he's so very helpful. You know, it's solving that little clue for her about the Norway forest or whatever it was. I just have this feeling that something is fishy. Something stinks in the state of Denmark, as they would say. What do you feel about that? That's my first question, and let me just do my second one, and I'll let you get.
I don't know if I feel that the mole people are evil in any way. I just think that they use them as a bridge in between. The voice of 916, she said that in the end, she thinks that they're going to live with them in the end, and that's where they're going to find their peace there. But I just think it was a bridge, and they needed him to help her solve that Forest Hill situation, because I think, you know, I don't know if they could have did that with Cal. So but I don't see any ill will. I will say that it was weird that he stayed awake that whole time waiting for her in that one spot and didn't leave. And then
As the king of these people, he had some shit. He has shit to do. But today he has all the time to spend on this random woman who lost a child, who he doesn't even know, who he has no commitment to, who just came and arrived one day and was like, "I lost my child." And if this is like, if as far as Cat, is it Cat or Cap or whatever her name is, the white witch
Yep.
lady, as far as she says, people have looked. People have looked, people have tried to go there, people have gone there, and but for whatever reason, she's able to access there and get all this help. But everybody else everybody else just had no luck whatsoever. I don't know. I just feel it's very, very sus. So that's my one point. And then my second point is there is another reason. There is I do have one kind of firm reason that may or may not be evidence, but it's something that kind of points in the direction like more people are kind of shitty. Remember, last week we were talking about the picture was, she was doing the, as above, so below sign, but just the as above portion was down by her loin area. And then the king of the mole people said there's always been an underground, as long as there's been an above ground. As above, so below. And he mentioned it so much in passing, but that above, so below has so much deep connotations other than this very abstract and reductive idea of, okay, there are people that live above ground, people that live under the ground, and they both balance one another out in some kind of way. But the above ground, the below ground people are probably evil. Or at least they're treated as less than if they're not evil. So that's one thing that kind of points in the direction that there's something up with them, because I've never heard this. Every time we look at that statement and stories that are around that phrase, as above, so below, the so below part was always evil. And he straight up said that they are the so below part. So that's just it's not like hardcore firm evidence, but it's just something that it's just something that I thought was very, very sus. And
I also think you know what? I think that also lends credence to whatever is inside of that water, right? That creature in that water, that's below, and there's stuff above.
Correct.
And there's always been stuff below there. So I think it also means something to do with that.
Something is up about that side. And then I always found it strange, even last week when or the week before, when that particular witch said that such and such would have to be a god to find this place. I don't know. Like I don't feel as though Apollo is an actual god. He may have some powers, but I don't think he's a god. But perhaps he's a god in their eyes, or perhaps he is the one that they're looking. Perhaps the word God there could be interchanged with the one who guides or the one who leads. As that is one of the epitaphs or that's one of the epitaphs of Jesus, of God, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Abelum. It's like the God that leads, the God that loves, and the God that does something else. Anyways, so I just thought it was that. I just thought it was an interesting thing for her to say, and then having him have found it. And embrace him like that, as though she really does believe that if he's not a god, that he's definitely very special. I think that's a very interesting. And the fact they came back up in today's episode, well, this week's episode, was very, very interesting to me. In the sense that there's some deeper meaning to that as well. I don't think he's a straight up god, but I think he may be.
I see.
God,
To me, I think
it's
like me, right? Like I'm the Don Tony Teflon, right? And that's it. And if I date a chick, I've dated a chick. I put that in there. Who's dealing with a Don, baby? You dealing with Don? Why do you think I'm the Don? Of course, I'm the Don. That's why I could do it. Girl, I'm the Don. right? So I think
Yeah.
it's like that, and then that's why she put the fortune cookie. You are the Don, and it'd be like if she got kidnapped by some people, and she goes, "My husband's gonna find you." She got, "You'd have to be a mafia Don in order to find us where we at to get to us."
And it just so
And
happens
then
that
all of
he
a
is.
sudden she's well, just so happened I'm dating the Don Tony Teflon, right?
Yeah. Like there's something more. I mean, we haven't got to the bottom of it yet, but there's something more to it. I'm very like, I don't see how they go. Like, I know they're going to, but it'll be very interesting when they wrap up this season. And what the cliffhanger will be, because you know there's going to be a cliffhanger at the end of the season. So what the cliffhanger will be? Um, do you think? Do you think she actually killed the changeling? Because we never saw it. Eh? We saw some blood and we saw the after effects, but we never actually saw her like kill the thing. So do you think she actually killed it? With like her own bare hands, strangled it, shot it, whatever, or do you think that there's something more to it than that?
I don't know if she. Well, they claim that there's some type of body there, right? Because they keep telling them to go visit your son in the body, but we don't know that's what body is placed there, what was placed there. All we know is there's a pile of dirt and stick. I think it could be possibly that they burnt and the troll came and got it, and then put something else in there.
So the changing was gone.
Yep.
But they put so they did like a double swap then.
It could have been a double swap.
Baby
It could have been.
changeling, and then they swapped out the changeling for something else afterwards.
Yeah, usually that's the way it goes down. I mean, I don't know if they would have if she killed it exactly. We'll see if it goes down.
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to see if that is the case. And I would.
Because why are they not showing it? Well, for what reason?
That's what I'm saying. Like why? Like to me, usually in a show like this, when an important character, and the Changeling was a very important character. Obviously, it's named after the show is named after it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's usually when an important character dies, you see, like you at least see a body, like you see it, like they do something to let you know for sure this motherfucker is dead. And anytime they don't do that, to me, it's a signal that he could be alive.
The only time they did that in a major television show was with Stannis Baratheon, right?
Stannis, yes. And even that, like we got confirmation a couple seasons later. Brienne said, "Yeah, I killed that motherfucker." Like we got solid confirmation a couple seasons later that she said she killed him. So like that leaves nothing to the imagination. But in this situation here, I see no reason for them not. I mean, listen, because one might say, "Oh, it's too gory to see a baby get killed." Well, you can show her swinging the machete. You know what I mean? You don't have to show. You can show her watching the baby. You show the machete swing. You can show the blood splatter.
They show kids killed and from with their stomachs ripped open.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can do it.
So like that, I don't buy that argument that like, well, maybe they wanted to show a baby dying. No, I don't see that. They showed a lot worse on Apple TV specifically. Apple TV has very very like very very like strongly gratuitous scenes. So I haggle with that. But what I would say in closing is this: getting this episode from the female perspective, from Emma's female perspective, and seeing and understanding, getting a better understanding for why she did the things that she did, and how those things actually played out in comparison to the things that her husband was doing, and other people as well. I think it really gives us an understanding as to how deep this world that we're being introduced to, these witches and trolls and mole people and elves and fairies and whatever else there might be, like it showed us how deep it is. And on the note of her being possessed and moving a little bit supernatural after she quote unquote killed the baby or whatever, definitely she's moving supernaturally. She's not operating. Lacking sleep doesn't make you float down to the ground on a fire or from a fire escape.
No.
Like she floated down. She just floated down to the ground and was moving with intense speed. That even I think the takeover of her or the possession is less of a possession and more of a addition of power. Where meaning to say, I don't think the witch took possession of her body. I think the witch gave her her spirit inside of her own body so that she could have access to the witch's power. And that is what, or sometimes the witch may take the wheel and like push and get things done for her that she wouldn't have been able to do her own self. What do you think about that
No,
concept?
I'm not gonna. I would not argue against it. You know what I mean? I can't say that didn't happen or there's no proof of it. Something has happened. She was definitely possessed. There's something going on with it. She was not normal at that time.
Correct.
I mean, you can't.
Certainly
The way she was moving around, that wasn't from lack of sleep. When you touch a hot,
yeah, definitely not.
you touch a hot teapot, nothing happens to your fingers underneath. Something's happening. Did something go? Now she could be Daenerys Targaryen reborn, right?
She could be Daenerys Targaryen. She could be possessed by a witch. But you know why I say that too? Because like the relationship with her and the woman that she met by the river bank or whatever in Brazil, that relationship did that relationship seems very, very sincere. And I think it was an and having the neighbors or the people in the area, when she spoke to them about her, having them say, listen, that's a witch, you need to stay away from that bitch, she's crazy, she'll do this and that to you. It's like don't even go back there. And then she was like,
don't let her touch
I'm still gonna go back. Like I think she felt and she understood inside of herself that like this woman does not want to hurt me. In fact, this woman realizes that I'm going to be embarking on some sort of very, very difficult journey very soon, and she's actually trying to help me by doing this thing with the ribbon and giving her part of herself, the strong part of herself, to go out and fight this battle. That to me, that's what it seems. That's what it seems like, and it's a good extension as well of last week's theme of like the power of women, the power of strong women to overcome things, especially strong Black women to overcome certain situations. I felt as though this, and on top of that, the almost ever present presence of males trying to destroy that camaraderie that women have, like powerful women have with one another. So it would be if this witch is a good person and is trying to help her, like it would make sense that the locals would be telling her, nah, that bitch crazy, don't even go there. She'll kill you and she'll take your babies and whatever. Like it makes sense that they'll say that, and it also makes sense that she would totally ignore that because she felt in her heart of hearts that this woman was no threat to her. In fact, she was going to help her. So that's my comments on today's little thing. I'll leave you with this one question. If the more people, let's say the more people are not necessarily bad, what was the significance of their arrival and presence, and what do you think their role going forward will be, given that they've struck up such a fantastic relationship between the king and Emma, and by extension between the Mole people and the witches? There's a bond there now.
Yep.
So what do you think their significance is initially, and where do you think they're heading to these Mole people, and what their purpose might be? So that's the question I'd ask. So I'm hung up now. Everybody in the chat, it's not aliens. That's what I'm going to say. It's not aliens this time. All right. So y'all have a good night. And if nobody else calls back again, maybe I'll jump back on the line after. But I'll listen to you answer that question on the telly. All right, Tony. Have a great night.
All right, you too.
Cheers.
Peace.
extraterrestrials.
That's a call from KP. We truly appreciate the call. I'm gonna get off this. I told you I can only do an hour, so it's a little bit over an hour. I'm gonna have to get off here, but answer his question. I have a video coming out about the mole people and their true intent and everything else. But I would say that the voice 916 saying that we'll take this will be the last call we take, and then we will get up out of here.
Call from
Jay Hall.
What's going on, Jay?
Hey, what's going on, Don? What's going on, man? How you doing?
We here for it, baby. We here for it.
Hey, I haven't read the book. So,
My theory is
a little out there. I'm gonna take it somewhere. It might be way off, you know what I'm saying, but it might be on top. But my thing is this: the lady at the lagoon, the witch that we saw, right? Why isn't the lagoon one of those type of realms like the island in its own type of time frame, right? If we're going that way. And I think that lady is Emma from the future, right? Right?
Right.
Blow your mind real quick. So she knew Emma was coming because she's Emma. That's why she was so adamant about not cutting off the string and to be careful what she wished for, because she knew Apollo was going to cut this string off and ruin everything. So now, and I think the third wish, and I think I'm right about this one, is Emma has always been a witch, and her third wish was to not become to become a witch and to stop being a witch. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And that's why we saw her at the end of this last episode glowing blue, because she was turned into she had to go full witch to go get her son back. So I'm a little out there with it, but I think it's something crazy like that, man. That's where I'm at with the show right now. And I'm loving it.
All right. Nonfiction, you can call in right next, and we'll take your call after we do this. And then I gotta go. I will say that I've heard that this person is Emma. I've heard that before. I'd never heard the wish being that she didn't want magical powers. Never heard that before. So that's new. I can't tell you that I disagree. Like, if that did happen, I would not be shocked. I would be like, that's a great twist, and I could see that. You know what I mean? And I do appreciate the Cash App, Fernandez T. I just seen that. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that, my brother. Sure. And I think that you could be on. So it could be. Only problem I would have, and this would be it, is the skin color. I
thought that too.
The different colors. I don't know if you get darker when you get older, brother. I mean,
but I think maybe they didn't want to go with the old people makeup. They put on stuff. They wanted to just go ahead and cast a good old lady to play the role. Don't look nothing like Emma, but they don't know it's supposed to be Emma, so it's okay.
They have been playing with, because when they show Apollo as a baby, he's much lighter skinned than he is as the adult.
They're playing with it, but I just think the time. I was thinking the future Emma, just because the way the show plays with time, they just let it just flows. It'll jump. You'll see a flashback without even knowing it's a flashback if you're not paying attention. So I think they just, with time and the way this show works, we could be watching Emma's memories, her working up to being the old lady at the lagoon the whole time. But I'm just out there with it. I want to go crazy.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that you're wrong. It could be. We'll definitely keep that on deck, and if it happens, it's on deck. You got that. You know what I mean? But we definitely keep an eye on that. Again, I think it's the opposite. I think it's the same, but the opposite, that lady is her, but she's gonna body snatch him and become her and swap.
Gotcha.
That's what
I feel that too. I feel it. I can see it. I'm here for it, man. I'm here for all the streams, man. I love the stream. Great work you do, man.
I appreciate it. All right. So that was that was the man Jay Hall himself calling and everything. I thank for everybody for calling in and stuff. I'll give you. I know someone said they were going to call in. I'll give you 2 minutes to call in. If not, we're gonna have to end the stream. Again, I'll be back Monday, and with the long version of the stream. Right. So if you didn't get a chance to say whatever you wanted to say, don't be mad about it. We gonna be back on Monday. And I'll have enough time to watch the show again and then readjust my thoughts to after watching it a second time. You know what I mean? And then go through it and stuff like that. So if you didn't have a chance to call in, make sure you call in then. We'll be back Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and we will check it out. And thank everyone, especially the people who sent super chats out here. Shaquille Robinson sent the super chat right here. This is Emily sent the super chat. Thank you so much. Kelly Johnson, who was a member for 13 months, and John Haymaker, a member for 12 months. Also, Fernandez T, who sent the Cash App stream. Truly appreciate you all. We'll take this call right here, and then we are out of here after this.
Call from
Mandy.
to accept.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon. Who is this?
Mandy.
What's going on, man?
Well, nonfiction, whatever.
What happened? You can use it.
Well,
You can use your tag in the
nonfiction,
chat. That's fine. That's a nonfiction.
It doesn't.
What's going on?
Yeah. Okay, I don't want to keep you, but I got 1,000 thoughts.
Well-
All right, so I think you're right. I think Kale's not an actual witch, because what messed me up was when Emma's insisting on finding the baby. She wants Emma to embrace her grief. You know what I'm like?
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it, but a real witch would be like, yeah, let's get him. Like the baby is somewhere. So I don't think they showed her killing the changeling, because like now how they're giving us more information when she said, what did you see? And I'm sure it revealed itself to her like it did with the laugh. And she knew then for sure it definitely wasn't her baby. It was a weird fairy baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm thinking that the witches possibly flee from Norway. Fleet is not a word. They left Norway because of the trolls.
Okay.
And that's why that island is protected, because they were there. But Kale is not. She doesn't seem to have any kind of power of any sort. She just knows that she believes that the changeling thing is real and helps other moms get through it. Okay, so you said on the last stream, why do they always scream, it's not a baby? I think just to make the mothers look unhinged so no one will believe them. Okay, but anyways, so I was really confused about kindergarten wanting to eat the baby, because I thought he was a fairy at first, but I looked up troll lore, and no, they do eat people, and they're real mean, so you're supposed to stay away from them, but they are not fairies. So I think you're right. I think his father is in the suitcase in his fairy form, that the mother put him there with her powers, and that's why they keep referring to Apollo as a god, because he's part witch and part fairy. So he'd have more powers than either, because he has both. He just doesn't know he has anything.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So he's not a god per se, but he's got more power than either one side or the other. I think that the father still being alive helps them, because they can exchange the father for their baby, since the changeling is dead.
Quite possibly. Because that could be the next thing. Like you killed my baby. Look what and I took care of your baby, and look how you treated mine.
Well, that's the point of torturing the changelings, and Kale might not even really understand that, because she just believes that they are changelings. Mm-hmm. You're supposed to torture them to get your child back. So the fairies will be like, don't kill him, here's your baby. And then it goes too far, because the baby's already revealed itself to her with that nasty laugh, and they're staying pretty close to the lore, because that was part of it, like a caller said in last week, with the laughing, sometimes they'll reveal themselves. So it's like they don't have a changeling now to exchange, but they might want a full-grown fairy man. I do think that the fairies travel somehow, water or steam or something of the sort, because the father, Brian, was taking Apollo to the bathroom to take him somewhere, not out the front door. No,
he walked towards the bathroom with the steam coming out. And also, when you look at the pictures that the show, shows you, when the credits, when it starts, we've seen just about every one of those pictures. They just showed the boat from looking up. That was Emma when she was underneath the water. And they showed the steam coming out of the door is one of the pictures that's there. and we could see that there was his father came from blue smoke, which could he imagined that was blue smoke. Maybe all it was steam, and that's something to do with that steam. Is how they transport each other around.
Well, the other reason is because, okay, so I think that the witches possibly left Norway because of the trolls. Fairies were all over Europe, but trolls apparently were only in Norway. I don't know why. And I think that the fairies are the ones that help them get across the water because they have some sort of water power.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had like an alliance together, which is why I couldn't figure out why Kale wasn't getting along with William, but William's a troll and Kale isn't a witch. And I think that's why Apollo's father and his mother were able to get along because they had some sort of alliance together, the fairies and the witches, until he tried to take her baby, and then it was all bets off. So I think that, I don't know. So I think that Emma does have some sort of witch in her. Maybe from her mother, I don't know from what. So maybe when that lady tried to take her over, she fought back, kicked her back out. I don't know. I haven't worked out the witch in the Brazil type. Oh, but just to let you know, if that was her in the old form, she would be much more tan from being in the Brazil sun every single day.
I
wanted to point that out.
I would say that she get darker, but not that dark. I mean, I get darker when I'm in the sun, but I don't get that dark. I can't turn that dark. I mean, I can't. I'll never be Tyrese. No matter how long I'm gonna be in the sun, I ain't never gonna be Tyrese's skin complexion. Never gonna happen. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So she was more than a few shades darker than her, that lady. So we shall see in the end what it is.
I'm gonna go back and watch that part. So I don't know. I don't think Kale's a real witch. I think we're gonna get a lot of more information on his mother in the next episode. Because when I went to Apple to watch it, my daughter had already watched it, so it was showing me the next episode, and they show his mom and something she's thinking about something, I don't know, but I think she's gonna think on that time with his father, and they'll give us more information about that.
Yeah, that would be good. I think that we need to know more about the mom because I think the mom is definitely a witch. So.
Oh, for sure, but she's gonna have to because. At this point, the island is tapped out. He can't get any more information out of Kale and them. Kale doesn't know. She believes in the changelings and stuff and helps the women with that part of it, but she can't send him to where Emma is now. She doesn't understand it or have any knowledge of it.
Because I think the trolls are gonna come and kill everyone on the island.
I think that's possible because William's just chilling and I don't know. He might never not got a signal because remember he was waving his phone around. He was trying to call and let somebody know where they were.
He was, but if he did get that out, I think they may kill everyone because he said if you don't do this, everyone on this island's gonna die.
You know, they might come there and something wild happens. Did you ever watch True Blood?
I watched some of it, but I didn't finish it.
When Sookie discovered her powers, it's possible they might come there and Apollo does something wild and he realizes he has powers, but he had no control and he doesn't know how he did. He just got told that. You know what? I don't know. And
he just wipes all the trolls out?
No, he doesn't wipe them out. Maybe he sets their ship on fire. They have to come by boat. I don't know. I don't know how he'll do that. He better get out of there and go look for his baby.
Yeah, I do think that his time on the island is up too, though. I think he's gonna have to go. And again, it's also how does Cal know exactly where Emma's going? Emma never revealed that to her. You know, it's suspect.
She didn't, but I think that she understood that Emma had more going on than, like she wouldn't accept her child was dead. She was on a mission. She was getting all this information. Like, I think she could see that Emma was onto something and just let her rock out. Like, go ahead. And now that I think about it, how will the trolls be able to find the island? Is this like the Night King now that William touched it? The rest of them can all show up there?
I think that it's the fact that he said that, and it has to do with the phone because she smashed the phone as soon as she got it. Like, as soon as she seen this phone, they smashed the shit out of the phone. And then they kicked the shit out of him. And maybe, like, all right, so let's go through it real quick. They say that, when you want a changeling to change, right, they would beat the shit out the changeling until it revealed its true form, right? So
Well,
that's
yeah.
basically what they did to William, right? They kicked his ass. And after they kicked his ass, he revealed his true form. Not when Apollo was there, but he eventually turned to who he really is. So maybe that's why they kicked the shit out of him, to make him reveal his true form.
No, well, I think he just revealed his true form because he didn't need Apollo anymore. So now he could play with him because he just likes to do horrible things. How he wrote the dead daughter's name in that book, and after he stole all her money, like he's just fucked up. He's a messed up person. So I don't know. He's a mess. So, anyways, that's all of my theories. I think the fairies are traveling by water. Everyone who was saying, "How can a whole body be in that suitcase?" He's in fairy form, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He's in fairy form. There's no way he's fitting in that suitcase.
He,
And he's trapped in the water, and that's why he's been trying to reach. He's still trying to reach out to Apollo, but Apollo doesn't know how to harness any of his magic at all.
no doubt. He's in that. Watch, when it's all said and done, it's going to be him in that suitcase, guaranteed.
Yeah, definitely. And they're going to have to get a scuba suit and get him to get the baby back.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's where I'm at. I was trying to decide to read the book or not. My daughter's like, "Don't do it.
Don't do it. Listen to your
So-
daughter. Don't do it. They'll ruin everything if you do that.
Ruin or get more information?
No, you're
You know,
ruined because
books
it's
are-
not getting information. You're knowing what's going to happen.
Well, that's true.
You don't want
True.
that. It's better. It's better to not know. You know, it's kind of like, and I don't want to be. You know, I'm not trying to be in any way crude or anything like that. But I would say, like, if you're dating someone and then you've been dating a while and you know that this time right now is the time that you go all the way, that anticipation sometimes is better than the actual act itself. You know what I mean? And by reading the book, you are going through, get rid of all that anticipation when you see it. Because when you see it on the screen, you're already going to know what's going to happen. So I would refrain from reading.
All right. I'm not going to read the book. I'm just going to watch each week, come up with some wild theory, and call back. I guess I don't know.
No,
Okay.
definitely call back. We'll be back. I'll be back on Monday at 8:00, and we'll do a longer stream then.
All right. Is Phil watching?
I would hope Phil is watching. I mean, I'm waiting for him. He should be getting on. I'm waiting for him to come up here.
Is LMR watching?
LMR have not heard from in a little bit. I know I heard from her before the series started. She's going to do dealing with her family and dealing with regular life and stuff like that. So she was pretty busy, and I didn't think she would be able to cover this show at this time. But I think she is watching the show.
Okay. I'm trying to get everybody to watch it that I know. I'm like, it's so good. You got to watch it. You have no idea.
It really is, because listen, right now, I'm gonna be honest, it's ranked like number 7 on the Apple charts. I mean, and that's not good. It really needs to be higher than that. So not as many people are watching it as I wish were, because you know they still have Invasion ranked over it. And this is a far better show than Invasion.
It is, but I'm still watching Invasion anyways.
I'm not saying Invasion's bad, but I'm just saying it's not as good as this show. But it may pick up more steam on season 2, you know, when people's anticipate it.
Yeah, it probably will. Because, like, now I'm trying to get everyone to watch it, so they're not tuning in every Friday. People will binge it at some point.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
All right. Well, so I don't want to take up any more of your time. I know you wanted to go.
Well,
So say good night to everybody.
Well,
thanks for letting me call.
No problem. Thank you for definitely calling in. And call back. We'll be back Monday.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
All right.
It's hard to, I find it difficult for me to say goodbye to people. I feel so bad. I don't want to say goodbye to anybody and stuff like that. All right. What up to Real Enigma and Theories before you get here? And I got to bounce up out of here. I got to go watch the Canelo fight. Charlo fight, Canelo Charlo fight. Got to go do that. Again, we did this for my man KP. Is the one who said this, so give shout out to KP. He's the one who wanted to do this right at the back, and we'll do it every Saturday. Oh, I'm trying to go. The phone calls keep coming. I'm just gonna say hi, and then I'm gonna go. All right.
Call from
Real Enigmas and Theories.
to accept, press 1.
What's going on, brother?
Peace, brother. How you doing? I know you trying to get out of here real quick. I wanted to make one point, though.
Of course. Go right ahead.
Yes, indeed. Peace to everybody out there. TV land, what's good with y'all? Real enigmas and theories in the building, real quick. I wanted to say something about two things actually. I wanted to say that Cal does appear to be a witch. How she used the red string to make the dog talk.
Yep.
Also, the red and blue don't seem to be just specific to one or the other faction. You have the washerwoman at the water who had the red string, but she also had the blue eye. You had Apollo's mother who had the red suitcase, but she also had a blue car when she was in Africa. She was also running a blue pail of water when she told Apollo about his father.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think that they have been using the blue and red, blue more dominantly, but they've been using the blue and red as a duality for fire and water, just to keep it simple.
It definitely could. I mean, they're definitely stressing blue and red colors in this show. When you look at the baby, Brian was born and it's an all black blue crib. And even in this episode, when they show that crib, they blacked out the whole room and just showed him in that blue crib right then at that time specifically. You know what I mean? So the string is definitely red. When they ran up on the witches, they had red. I mean, obviously they had flares, but they could have used flashlights. But they painted their whole body in red. If you look at the place that they were at, it was blue, and you could see them paint over it red, purposely.
Right.
So they're definitely using these colors without a doubt for a certain
Oh
reason.
yeah, they're definitely using a lot of the colors. Like the gold color is being used heavy on Emma. Emma's with the gold. Also, the little girl, Gail, she had a blue. She was dressed in blue. She had the red bag that was disappearing.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up on that, and she also had a gold shirt on. She had a real, like, it was obviously gold or yellow. But yeah, man, we definitely need to do a live together about this show right here. The ideas are swarming with this one. I actually think that, and it's not because of the budget either. They obviously have a bigger budget than From, but I think that they got a little bit more details and actually some of the same stuff. There are a lot of similarities with this show. Like when you enter From, there's like a rites of passage where they put your tires out and then they tell you all about the monsters and everything. They might lock you up, and when you get to the island, as we saw with Emma, she got a doctor there ready to inoculate you real quick. She got, she got her people with the flares there. And if you are trying to hide your island, why in the hell are you standing on the beach with flares? I mean, so it's a lot going on. I also think that the island is not visible to most, and that's why they can stand out there with flares.
Yeah, well,
when the cops were,
he didn't see the island
when the
until
cops
he
were
tied that
chasing
string around his finger.
through that, and then he saw the island.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have when the cops were chasing Emma, when she got on the scooter with wheels, the scooter ain't fast at all.
No,
The
that was
cops
1 mile per
right on
hour.
her ass, right? And then they just disappeared. They disappeared while she was, they disappeared while they was chasing her. Like, it shows you the camera angle, it shows you the cops, and then it shows Emma and Wills disappeared to the cops. So the cops just like gave up after they didn't see him anymore. So I don't know what the hell that was about.
It's like,
also, there was another red string. There was another red string in the corridor. Man, we'll wait till your next. We'll wait till your next.
I can't go into everything. I gotta run. I really do. But yeah, definitely. Whenever we people don't know me and Reels, we talk all the time off YouTube and stuff. You know what I mean? And he's been very.
Yeah, that's my man.
Yeah, this is my people. So if you want to hear anything from him, definitely check his channel out. People, please put his channel in the chat at any time. If you want to, again, I'm be on Monday, 8 o'clock. So if you want to come on Monday, 8 o'clock, and rock the whole show with me, you definitely invited to do so.
Okay. So if I can't do Monday, I'll definitely catch you on whenever else you hop on or something like that. We'll talk about it. We be on the phone all the time.
Yeah. So
we
do if you can't rock Monday, again, we'll be doing Saturdays. you know, even if you could do it earlier, maybe with 7, 8, we'll figure that out. We'll do that too. You know what I'm saying? But we're doing Saturdays on.
You know me, I'm always in the studio, so it's like I gotta work around people's,
Yeah,
you know, when they
schedule.
book it.
Well,
Yeah, I gotta work
we'll do
around
it
it.
next
Yeah.
week sometime. We can figure it out easily. We'll talk about it. Ian, I'll do 3 streams. I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? So
That's right.
we'll do it.
You
We'll
know,
do it
we
next
gotta
week.
get
We'll get you.
we figure these shits out, bro. That's what we do. We figure these shits out. Like, come on.
No doubt about it. Without a shadow of doubt, we'll definitely rock this next week. That's what it is. And go check him out. He's got great theories and everything else. I've seen people come in the chat running your theories to me too, and I let them do it.
Oh, that's dope. Oh, that's dope. That's
Yes,
dope. They
yes,
come to
yes.
mind with yours too. I love it.
Yes,
I
yes,
love
yes.
it. You know me. I love all the theories,
Of
man.
course.
You know what I'm saying? I think you know what I think. Like you when you come with all the theories and you talk about them, I think it raises the IQ of the people. The whole fandom gets a IQ boost. You feel me?
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think that's what makes the show fun, is just trying to guess what happens. No one knows if they're right or wrong. We didn't write the show, but the fun is just trying to guess and figure it out, and then doing it with everybody else. You know what I mean? And just having these water cooler talks and everything else. That's what makes it fun and everything else. But I have to bounce. There's no way around it. I'm already.
Bro, go ahead, do your
I got
thing.
it.
Thanks
Like
for
I
letting
said,
me up.
I got my
All the
sister
people,
here
y'all
and
too.
stuff, and she's sitting in the other room. I got to get out. We're going out to watch the fight. I got to get out there to watch the fight and stuff. So,
Do your thing, brother. Enjoy yourself and be safe.
all right, you too, bro.
Peace.
We'll talk. All right, to people in the chat, definitely I got to get up out of here. Thank everybody for being out of here. And yes, you know, Kathy B put up that Tupac. Anyone who's been a part of the channel know Tupac's part of my family. So it's very. We all knew that Keefe did what he did, and he called the shots on this. Anyone who had any knowledge of this knew that. So they made the arrest on someone who's 60 years old at this time, and that should have been done a very long time ago. Again, thank you all for watching and everything else. Appreciate it and everything and all that good stuff. And you know, we'll be back Monday. I'll drop another video before that. Definitely thumbs up the video and thumbs up my other video. Go check out Real Enigma and Theories. Go check out his channel. Give that brother some love. Subscribe to his channel. He drops dope videos from and on this show and everything else. That's my man. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm. As always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.